Well, I can't believe it, but this is the final episode on Hanna because she is running now. I had a heck of a time getting the rewinder to fit on this mower, and I could not figure out why that is. I went through so many different rewinders. They're all the modern type. There's just some of them I tried, and none of them would sit down on this mower. It's I do believe it's 125cc engine. This is the one that had the short crankshaft. You guys may recall that. I had to put a longer adapter on it, and now it comes right down to the edge, so it's perfect. But the problem was I kept trying to get this to settle down and be flush and not wonky, and it just never would do right. And so I began to suspect that whoever worked on it last thought all these tanks are interchangeable. I'm sorry, I'm dripping a little fuel there because I just took this thing off and swapped it out in order to make this thing work. And I just wanted to show you this, see? They look, these two tanks look almost identical. This one was 2017, that one is 2013. But if you will notice, this one has the breather tube on the left. That one does not. I don't want to drop everything. The key thing here is the way it sits in the two notches that this tank slides down into. But I want you to notice, it's kind of hard for me to do this with one hand, but notice the fill spout and where it is. There it goes again. Hang on. And where it is, and what it looks like. It's just different. If you see that round part there, and then you have this kind of small chute there, and this tank does not sit in the same way that this tank does inside there. So they're not necessarily interchangeable. And what happens is this tank is kind of bumping up against the air filter plate, and it never would settle down in where it was supposed to. Well, this one did. As you can see, it just fits great now. This is on secure, that's on secure. I never could get this thing to secure. I did change the coil out because I didn't like the way it was configured. It looked like it wasn't on the right side. I adjusted the kill cable, so I have a hose clamp up here and a splice. And see, it does work. If you watch, see that movement right there? So it does work. But the spring is kind of weak, so it's gonna, sometimes you have to push it up, but at least I can turn it on and off up here at the handle. And I've got a hose clamp holding this guy in here. I may just drill a screw in there and take the hose clamp off, but because the pin that holds this in is gone. It broke off or something. But this mower runs great now. I tested it earlier, and my cost on this mower was about $5 plus $15 for that longer blade adapter. The other thing I wanted to show you that you guys need to do on these mowers is they have, some of them especially, have high quality wheels. This one is a Craftsman, but you know, Troy-Bilt makes these. They're all very, very common. But I wanted to show you this. Let me get an engine block, because I noticed it was kind of hard to push. And so what you have to do, at least the way I do it, I get a wooden block and put it under here and take a look at these wheels. And the front wheels especially, if I push this wheel, it would go and then stop. Push it and it would stop. And so it was grungy, it was dirty. So you're constantly pushing against that, tiring yourself out and wearing out the metal, because these are the high quality wheels that have the metal sleeve inside them. So I get a strip of sandpaper and kind of buff it like the old shoe shine way, where you just and polish that. And then I put a little dab of oil or grease on there, and that's how it spins now. Thing of beauty. And the other one's the same way. It was kind of boggy and slowing down, so you're constantly pushing against that resistance. And so you're wearing out your wheels and you're wearing out yourself. The back wheels weren't too bad, but you know, I did them too. So now this mower is hunky-dory. I mean, it's running great. I've got it set in the high position. You know, you can make this where it just goes straight this way. So here comes your handle, goes straight, and then goes straight out here like that. And so it rides lower for a shorter person, but I like my handles up high. So what you do is you tilt this thing, and then put this shoulder screw in here and lock it in the higher position. And so now this handle sits up nice and high. And this kill switch is modified, as I mentioned to you. I've got an old cable in here. It's not exactly correct, but at least it works. And I don't have a real staunch spring on there. I've just got kind of a weak spring that came in with another mower. I cut it and made a kill switch spring out of that. So you can see I'm just stretching it with one hand. And so at least that allows you, by doing that, you can at least shut the mower off up top on the handle the standard way. The carb was not in too bad a shape. It had old fuel in it, and I cleaned it up, cleaned it out, and put fresh fuel in there. And this is Hanna, so Hanna is ready to sell. And like I said, my cost was $5 plus the $15 adapter. So I'll let you do the math. And I'll probably ask $160, $140 for this one. And that'll keep somebody from going to Home Depot and spending $300 or $400 or more. And this mower does take a bag, and I may have one around here, and people kind of like that. All right, so that was Hanna. Hanna's running great, and you guys tune back in for the next one, and we're going to keep these mowers from going into the landfills. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you.